Hey guys, Punk Metal Nerd 4 here. Um, you know what time it is? Overload, part 2. This is like my 5th million take, by the way. So, if you're not interested, I'm gonna be doing a history lesson starting right now. My guitar's falling over. Sorry. History lesson starting right now. If you're wondering where the guitar jam is, it'll be at the end. Although I'll be doing a short little jam during the history lesson, it's easier to explain what I'm going to be talking about. Just bear with me. That's what the guitar is for. So yeah, let's begin with the history lesson, and then you can skip over to the review, and then at the end will be a guitar jam. But for now, history lesson. All right. It's the end of 1993. The end of the 1993 Black Album tour. It's the end of the tour in general. The boys need rest. It's spending pretty much 4 years on one specific piece of material. One tour. One album. It's a it was a lot of work and it was tiring. So they needed a break, and they took it. For once in the Metallica history up to that point, they took a long break, which is very unusual for them. Great. So, and then they return back. They take all of 93 off, and then part of 94, and they come back in, I believe, May. They come back in May 94 for the, pardon my language, Shit Hits the Sheds, or Summer Shit as it's known, tour, where they toured with, I believe, Danzig, Fight, which was Rob Halford's band, and Suicidal Tendencies with a young Robert Trujillo, which would later join, of course, Metallica. As opening acts, very infamously, and yeah, so they did a short tour. One of those dates including Woodstock '94. That's why they're on the VHS and the Laserdisc. Very cool stuff, and yeah. If you're wondering how does this tie back into this sucker, well, they debuted Kill Ride Bentley for one. That's another thing. That was played on the tour. That was debuted on that tour. Was later carried over to the Poor Touring Me tour. But they also teased something else. That's why I brought the guitar out. If I don't screw this up this time. They played a little riff during the jam. If you've never heard Seek and Destroy. By the way, my guitar is tuned to E flat. They're playing this in E at this point. Well, I got it right this time. Okay, you get the point. So they're playing this little riff. Let me put the loop back on. I'm going to put my guitar away. So they're playing this little riff. And nobody knows it, but it's later becomes, as some of you might know, I'm going to take the back of the CD, The Outlaw Torn. Nobody knew it. Absolutely nobody knew it was going to become a part of the new album that was going to be coming soon. But little did they know the drastic change that was coming ahead. So they do that short tour, and it ends. Then they take a short break at the end of the summer. Go back to Lars and James Dungeon and start recording riffs for the new album at the end of '94. And yeah, they start writing Load. They didn't even know it was going to be called Load. They were actually writing Load and Reload. So, yeah, they were writing a lot of songs at once. They wanted to be more loose with the material, but they wanted to experiment more, in general. You can hear it even from day one of the riff tapes, which are included on here, even the November, 94 tapes, they still sound very, experimental and very close still to the original riffs that would go on to the Load album. So, again, this was planned from the beginning, even before, I forgot to mention this. At the end of the Shit Hits the Sheds tour, that's when they dropped E standard tuning and went to the now common for Metallica live E flat tuning, and have stayed E flat ever since. So if you're wondering why some of the Metallica songs sound weird live at the first time you hear it, then you get used to it. It's because it's played in E flat, so half step down. So yeah, they decided they were gonna go half step down. James' vocals, especially at the end of that tour, it was beginning to wear down, and they didn't want to risk damaging, his vocals. So they just said, "Hey, why don't we just try down tuning?" Kirk recommended it, and after hearing, if you guys don't know, Kirk is a big Hendrix fan, and Hendrix played a lot of E flat. Other bands use it too. Slayer. Who else? Van Halen as well. So it wasn't just them. So Metallica decided, hey, we're gonna do something different. We're gonna go half step down, and that's what creates part. That's what partially makes the unique sound of Load, is the half step down, on the recording, which is not present on any other Metallica studio album throughout the whole record. It's just Load and Reload, for now. Some they might change that in the future, but for now, these are the only two albums that were recorded in E flat tuning. So if you don't know what E flat tuning is, you can go look it up. It's complicated, and if you're not a musician, you might not understand. So with that, they decided to go through all the riffs and do all that stuff. But what was different was this time around, they decided, hey, why don't we go out on the road while we're still recording the album? And they did. They played a couple dates in London, and one date in Canada in '95. Of course, Donington being one of them, one of the iconic concerts that have been bootlegged. And I saw it before, even on this box, before this box set even existed, I saw it. And Tuck from Canada was another show that was included on the set, that I was really excited to see for the first time. So yeah, sorry, something's really itchy to right now. Anyway, so yeah, that's what this era. So they decided to go on the road, and yeah, it was very successful. People loved it, and by the way, they debuted 2x4 and Devil's Dance. Devil's Dance, of course, being on Reload, which came out in '97. So yeah, keep in mind, Load and Reload was originally going to be a double album. That's crazy. So they planned for including all 27 songs. Having all 27 songs from the get go. It's just that by the time they got down to the wire, they realized, oh crap, we don't have enough time to finish the other 13. So they decided to go on tour, and at the end of the tour, they would come back and finish the rest of the second record, and then record that, and then done. Magic, So, it'd be shorter too for them, so they could just finish it, and that's it. So yeah, with that decision, they decided to release the first 14 as, of course, Load, and yeah, of course, we'll get into what I think about the album at the beginning of the review section. My connections to it. That might be a separate chapter, in fact. So, yeah, and then they went on the road and did an excellent show. Um, Something very cool happens at Enter Sandman, which for those of you who haven't seen it, go watch a full show from this tour, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't seen it. Like Jay Hart, I know has never seen a Poor Tori Me show, so I don't want to spoil what happens. Well, then again, he might. I think he saw it on my story. Anyway, um, I just realized. It's like, oh crap, he saw it. I think. Uh, um, so yeah. Um, they went on the road. They did a bunch of dates. They, of course, as usual, started with Europe and then made their way back to the States. I think they played for like 100 dates, 150 dates. So, yeah. Pardon me, I needed something to clear my throat. Perfect color, eh? That's just juice, by the way, for wondering. You can only get that in Hawaii. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of my brief history of the era. Wow, that was 10 minutes. Good. So yeah. Why don't we talk about my brief history with this album right now? If I remember, I'll make this a chapter 2. So, the first time I heard this album was, I think, 2021? 2021? 2022? I didn't like it at first. Again, this album is notorious for being you love it or you hate it, one or the other, and I love it. I personally love it. A spoiler for eventually when my tier list comes out. This is my second favorite Metallica album ever. So this album means a lot to me. So yeah, I didn't like it the first time, and then I heard it again, and I was like, you know what? I actually like this. So yeah, and now it's become one of my absolute, as I said, one of my absolute favorite albums of all time. You know, I've heard it probably 1,000 times before I heard this box set. So I've heard it a lot. You know, I've heard it as many times as I've heard, you know, Justice or what else have I, or 2112 or Moving Pictures. You know, I've heard or you know American Idiot. I've heard those records, you know, so many times. This is one of them, and yeah, I love. I know people complain about it being too long. It's not a problem for me, honestly. Um, just in general, all these songs hit for me. You know, every single one has been. I really like that. I really like that. I really like that. I really like that. For me, I love the elements it combines to make a solid record. This, you know, I'm not a huge Southern rock fan, but I can't deny the riffs it makes. Um, so yeah, that Southern rock riff take and the blues rock elements and you know a little bit of alternative and grunge influences and the hard rock influences to just make this album with a unique Metallica stamp on it the record that it is, and that's why I think I love this album a lot more than most people. I love the experimentation they took with it. This is, in my opinion, like how do I explain it? This is like Green Day's Nimrod, or Green Day's. People are gonna kill me for saying this, but Green Day's Sergeant Pepper. Um, you know, in terms of uniqueness and difference, you know, just straight up, that this album, you know, made. Um, for those of you who are like curious whether you're gonna like this album or not, I'll tell you this: if you like alternative rock, if you like you know hard rock, if you like you know you like Guns N' Roses stuff, but and you also like you know Green Day, you like you know Nirvana, you know you like what else bands is there? You know like even some other you know some other stuff like Primus and stuff. You know you'll love this album. So if you're into that, like 90s rock sound, I think you'll love this album, period. But for me, this is a very special album. So when I tell you my thoughts on this box set, uh, they're they're kind of biased. So bear with me while I talk about this album, but understand this is kind of biased. So this review might be a little biased. Just understand that. So yeah. Um, let's get into the review right now. Let's talk about this sucker. Walmart record. Um, I'll show you the gatefold while I'm here. Yeah, sounds great. Sounds like I think this. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if my brain is deceiving me. But this sounds better than the CD. So yeah, I can't believe it. I was like, this sounds better than the CD. I don't know if it's just my ears fooling me or what. If somebody has both of these, like this version and this version, let me know if I'm imagining things or what. But in my opinion, this sounds better than the CD. It sounds phenomenal. It looks phenomenal on the turntable when I spin it up. I'm like, ooh. I shot some video of this that went on my Instagram, and people saw it and were like, ooh, this looks nice. So, yeah, very short review on this. Great. I'm thankful that I bought this. So, yeah. Okay, this one. This one I have a little bit more to say, because cause this one's just the album in general. I already talked about my thoughts on the album. I don't have very much else to say. This one. Very nice packaging. Yeah, so I'm not opening the box up again because if I do, stuff's gonna fall out, and I'm just opening these up because it's easy. What do I think about this? This one has the Outlaw Torn full on CD. Now, here's the confusing thing about their marketing. I just want to mention this real quick. The only way to get the full version on CD is this set. The full Outlaw Torn is this set. If you buy the CD by itself and not this, you're not getting the full version of the album and the full version of Outlaw Torn. The no manufacturing limits version, which is the whole song with the whole jam, that's originally faded down in the original mix. You get the full version on this, but it's not on the it's not on the original release, CD release, or the reissue one single disc CD. So just to clarify, I know there's been some confusion. It's just this, or it's actually on this too. It's on this pressing. It's on the 2-disc record. It's on this one. So yeah, the only way you can get it on CD in full, the 10-minute 43, 44-second version, not the 9-minute 49-second version, is on this CD. Or you have to combine the two, like I think it was Memory Remains single and the album, and make your own mix of it, which I did. So one reason for you to buy this. The other reason why the riffs, demos, and mixes are a compilation. The rest of this is kind of like the other two CDs is like a compilation of the big boy. So some of it you get the from the 29 track CD, which is like minute long demos, because in the early stages they just record riffs, and then they record the whole song, and then they record the whole song with lyrics, and then it's done. So some of it's just the riffs, some of it's full instrumentals, and then some of it is the whole song. And then at the ends you get the longer, even longer than the long version of Outlaw Torn on here, which is also on the set, of course. And then Poor Touring Me CD. Now this is the one I have my one and only complaint with. Number one. Here we go. You ready? I think they should have swapped Kill Ride Medley with Overkill because it ends on Kill Ride Medley and it's like it doesn't feel complete. When you end with Overkill, it's like the satisfaction of it being done. So there you go. Um, so yeah, that's my thoughts on this CD. I would have ended with Overkill and not Kill Ride, and I would have put Overkill from Lollapalooza instead. We'll talk about Lollapalooza in a second. I'm gonna get out and bring out the big boy. I'm not opening it as I said. It's just too big. Go check out part one if you want to see that. I have a bunch of notes on here. On the highlights. This one I have more of like a highlight. That one, I just liked it in general. I don't have specific notes for what I like and didn't like. This one I have because it's it's a longer thing to experience. This took me about 6 days to consume. Each one, like the Load CD took me about a day, and then the Load, it's just a standard album, so yeah, it took me. I did 1 day each on those, and then I did 6 days for this. So it took me about 8 days for all of this. I took a break between each one of these three things. So, this one, my notes on the things I liked. Loadapalooza, triple record in here. I really like that show. It was great. It's a shorter set list, but it's still great. They jammed Kiss, which is phenomenal. They jammed Detroit Rock City and God of Thunder. I think that was the song. Excuse me. And they played Overkill with Lemmy, which is absolutely phenomenal. So that's one way to get. That's one reason for you to buy this box set, in my opinion. That's one highlight, and it's on 3 records. It's about an hour and 45 minutes long instead of the typical 2 hours and 10-ish minutes set list. The demo of Ronnie called the Blue and the Gray, which I liked. That was a favorite of mine. It's very different. The lyrics are very different. Uh, it yeah, it's very. I don't know how to explain it. It's just different. It's like completely different. It's a different feel. It's the same riff and whatnot. Same instrumental. It's just the lyrics are very different. So that's one thing you get on here. I like that Outlaw, the longer version. Uh, Although I prefer the standard long version. Although I really do like the longer 11-minute Outlaw Torn mix they thrown on here. It's James saying Outlaw Torn over it. It's pretty cool. It's just I prefer the standard version, but it's still a highlight overall. Um, Highlights for me. Other things is the Tuck Show. I really like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. It was a small village and a small area in Canada near the distant early warning signals and all that. So, yeah, that's what Russia's distant early warnings about. Anyway, I learned out what that was. So, watching that, I was like, what are they talking about? And I looked it up. I was like, oh, that's what that is. So, yeah, and they played that show with Hole and Veruca Salt. And I think another band. So yeah, there's some footage of James talking with Courtney Love and stuff like that. So some cool stuff to watch on here. Doddington, which has been one of my favorite shows. I've seen the bootleg, like 500 times. So it was great to hear in soundboard quality because the bootleg was audience audio, so it's not that great of quality. But to hear it in supreme audio quality is absolutely great. The set list alone with the Doddington Jam, where they jammed the support acts that played for them, Slash a Snake Pit, White Zombie, Therapy, Skid Row, Slayer, Who else played for them? Slash's Snake Pit, Machine Head, and who was the other one? Uh, Forgetting one more. Somebody will tell me. Somebody will tell me. Oh yeah, in Lollapalooza they played with Soundgarden. Soundgarden was the other headliner. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, but that's a highlight for me. To hear that in some more quality. For me, this is a box of. I call this box something old, something new. For me, anyway. Um, what else is Poor Swedish Me was good. I really liked watching that. Was a different. It's kind of it's a great counterpart to Cunning Stunts. It's a diff- it's the what I call the alternate set list of Cunning Stunts because they would swap some songs and do it as like kind of like an opposite set. Like they instead of closing with Bread Found Overkill, they would close with Am I Evil Motor Breath, which is what Cunning Stunts closes with. So they would swap things around. So this is the alternate. So they would have an A set list and a B set list, as I call it. So you get the A on the B on this one, and you get A on Cunning Stunts. So that's great. Love that. Last Caress, So What on video was great to watch again. I love that. They were gonna play King Nothing and did such a punk move and played the most foul mouthed song in their catalog. Last Caress and So What. I love it. It's perfect. Anyway, very punk moment. They got banned from MTV Europe from it. True story. Go look that up. Oh, and the Poor Touring Me CD was great. The 2 CD compilation. You get the full Kill Ride medley for only 2 dates in the history of the whole tour. They played 7 songs in the medley and not 6, the traditional 6 during this tour, because for a while it was Ride the Lightning, um, No Remorse, Four Horsemen, um, Phantom Lord, and Fight Fire with Fire, and then later, it became Ride the Lightning, No Remorse, No Remorse. Right, it was Ride the Lightning, No Remorse, uh, Four Horsemen. Why am I losing my mind? Phantom Lord, Kill Rock, not Kill Rock, No Remorse, and Fight Fire with Fire. Okay, so that was version 1. And version 2 became uh, Fight Fire. Oh, not Fight Fire with Fire. Ride the Lightning, No Remorse, Hit the Lights got added between No Remorse, Four Horsemen, between those two, and then became Horseman, Phantom Lord, Seek and Destroy. Whew, it's a mouthful. Pardon me, I'm losing my mind. And then for 2 dates, they played 7 songs, which is absolutely great. You get this. Here we go. Here's a long one. And then for a little for they did they swapped for uh what was it, Phantom Lord for Seek and Destroy for majority of the tour, but for this version you get here, beat this, Ride the Lightning, No Remorse, Hit the Lights, Four Horsemen, um, Seek and Destroy, Phantom Lord, Fight Fire with Fire. So it's 7 and it's longer. It's great. I love it. Sorry, that took too long for me to say. I'm sorry if I'm getting all confused and whatnot, but that was phenomenal. And to hear the demo, the first time they played Fuel was great. The first time they played Fuel was in Illinois, and it's with they played it at the Encore instead of its typical slot in the between after one and then before the bass guitar solo and in between in that slot. it later moved up there, but in that one show it was at the encore, so that was cool. You get that audio on here. Now my wish it had on this list. This is my wish list. I wish it had Fan Can One CD. That's not on here, unfortunately. There's no Fan Can One CD on here. Salt Lake City '97, which they played for Metallica Mondays. That was a great show, but it's not on here, unfortunately. I wish it was. I wish they put that on DVD in here. They had room to fit it. I don't know why they didn't. Salt Lake '97. Okay, Cunning Stunts would have been cool if they put it in here, but I get why they didn't do it. If they just crammed it on one disc and put it on here, that would have been cool. Um, I wish they put the Canada final, the final show they played in Edmonton, Canada, the last date on the tour. I wish that was on here, but it's not. And yeah, I wish there was more 1997 shows in general on this box set, because in general, there's a lack of '97 stuff on here. So yeah, that's kind of my critiques, my likes and dislikes on likes. I wish I liked on here. Oh, and I feel like King Nothing to end this box set was a little disappointing. I would have also swapped do another swap on DVD 4. I would have swapped King Nothing and put that in second to last, and then move Last Caress So What to be the end, because at least that's a climactic ending. It doesn't feel done. It feels kind of, there, kind of done, kind of not, kind of deal. So, yeah. And now to close this out, a couple of riffs from Load. Thanks, guys. Thanks for staying through the whole video. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for the outro if you're interested. If not, that's it. Take care, everybody. Stay tuned for the outro. Peace, everybody. Alright, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you could, please subscribe to the channel. Does help us out a lot. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours worth of views. Right now, we're at 429 subscribers and 282 hours worth of views. So let's get the viewership up and subscribers up. Come back every Tuesday and typically Thursdays for new videos, or every Thursday. Anyway, check out the eBay store. I have a couple things up on the store you might be interested in. Some music, some films, that kind of stuff. I just sold off a bunch of board games and stuff, so those are gone. But yeah, I have some movies and some music up for you guys. Some records too. So yeah, if you're interested, go take a ponder and go purchase something. Yeah, all proceeds go back to me and the videos. Alright. Also, go check out the Patreon. Again, all proceeds go back to videos and the short films I make if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Patreon members get early access 48 hours ahead of everybody else for typical videos, and they're also one pickups video ahead of everybody else. So if you're interested in joining, it's $1 a month or $9 a month for 2 mystery movies sent directly to your door. $1 gets early access and one exclusive thing a month. $9 gets everything $1 gets, and 2 mystery movies sent to their door. Alright. So yeah. And also check out the Pumpkin Melon Nerd Music 4 channel. This is where I get a little bit of money back, kickback. So yeah, check that out. If you're interested, I wish this channel got monetized. Anyway, and also if you're interested, Amazon affiliate links down below for at least the expanded version. I believe the box set has sold out on Amazon and a third party is selling it. So I will only be leaving my link for the expanded CD if it's still up. Who knows? But yeah, if not, yeah, check out Amazon affiliate for me. And that's it. Promotion out. Alright, so I want to thank you guys for watching this video. It really does help the channel out. This has been a video that I've been really wanting to make. And yeah. Alright, I had some final thoughts that I wanted to mention before we go. I just remembered after finishing recording this. It's late in the evening. I should be going to bed. Number one, the demos were a little bit too long for me, just personally. I'm more of a live guy, as you guys know. I prefer live shows over demos. That's personal. I know a lot of people are the other way around, but for me, I rather listen to, live shows all the time. That's why I mainly collect live shows in my collection. Anyway, and number two, the other thing I forgot to mention is that, but demos for the box set, not for the 3 CD, just for the box set. And the other thing I forgot to mention is you're getting a great value for money. I'm going to put it into you for context. The Weezer box set is, maybe, I want to say maybe 1/4 of the price. You're paying for about 1/4 of the price, maybe 1/5. And you're only getting 3 CDs. With this box set, you're getting, posters and laminates and all that stuff, as you guys saw in part 1, the huge unboxing. You're getting all this stuff, plus, 6 records, 15 CDs, and 4 DVDs. So you're getting a lot of stuff for your money's worth. So again, the ratio, I think, the Weezer one, I felt a little ripped off. This one, I felt like every single cent I spent on it was worth it. At least that's my opinion. I know some people aren't a huge fan of the Load era, but I think every cent I spent on this box set was worthy. So yeah. Also, I forgot to mention, there's a slight tear on the spine on my box set. I did message the Metallica folks. They might. I don't know if they're sending me an replacement box or not. We'll see. You guys will be first to know. I thank you for watching this hour 45 minute two-parter. Uh, Sorry for taking so much of your time, but again, I really wanted to talk about this. I thank you for sticking with us. We'll be, as I said, returning back to pickups next week Tuesday, um, and I think I'll be reviewing Rush 50 either next week or the following week. I might need a break off, but yeah, as I said, this is a heck of a lot to listen to, so I might tame it down and watch a couple movies and then go back into things. We'll see. You guys will be the next to know. Again, thank you for watching this hour now. Hour 42, probably by the end of this 43 minute. Actually, more like hour 40. It's over hour 45 already. So, again, I thank you for sticking with us. Like as Metallica says, we thank you for sticking with us. Take care. Stay tuned for Rush 50 review coming soon. I gotta contact the guy about the laser discs. I don't know what's going on with that, and some other cool stuff we don't know about. I'm going thrifting tomorrow. In fact, I got my printer came in. That's why J Hart had to wait so long for his boxes. It's finally going out tomorrow. By the time you're watching this, it's out on the seas already. So, yeah, and I need to go recycle that printer. So, and there's a thrift store literally in the same place as where you recycle. So I'm gonna go thrifting at the Cadota, and then I'm gonna go get dinner there. It's literally a dinner place, a recycling place, and a thrift store all in one. So it's great. I love over there. Anyway, I'm gonna go head over there tomorrow. So I better go hit the hay. I gotta compress this video first, and then I'm gonna go hit the hay. Alright, I thank you for watching this video. I thank you very much for your patience with the channel just being review. I thank you for your patience. Don't worry, pickups are coming back next week Tuesday. So, alright, take care everybody. Peace.